Hello, everyone. This is Shepherd's Loft Web Design, and we got our first call.
You can edit that out later.
Yeah, we're live. We're live. Okay, so today we are going to be building. We've already got the design done. So this is Shepherd's Loft Web Design Agency. We are going to be building a website that we've already got designed and approved. And let's see, I'm not sure what that box is there. I'll just close that out. So this is our website. So let me show you guys first before we get started. I'll show you what our design is so that you'll kind of have a reference point of what we're trying to do today. So if you can see my screen, hopefully you will see this design for ageless intelligence. And so we're using Figma here. They are not sponsoring us, by the way. So this is the design that we've created, and it's kind of scaled down. Our goal is that the homepage will kind of end right where this dark part is, and then this will be the second part of the screen. Will be these two sections here, and then the team's experience, capabilities, case studies, in the footer. So this is going to be the build out of this design. And here with me today is Allan. Say hello.
Hello.
All right. So Allan is our chief developer over here at Shepherd's Loft, and he's going to be building things. Um, my limited knowledge of and for the first time we're using the Riverside FM to do our broadcast. So this is yet a little different. Seems like there seems to be so many different ways to do a live broadcast. So we're trying out the Riverside so that we can do broadcast the screen and do a live chat at the same time. So I don't know if we can share Allan's screen or not. So you're going to be watching my screen today, and Allan's going to be developing in the background. So we kind of got to coordinate together and make a strategy for what we're going to do today. But our process, so I can go over that right quick. So we have so typically like we like to set up our kind of our furniture. We like to set up the colors. We like to put those into the website first and set up some of our um, theme customizer. So the theme customizer controls the design, the fonts, the colors, and sort of things for the entire website. We can even kind of set our buttons up in advance, and then anytime we use the button module, then we're using the same style button every time. And then we can also make global modules, rows, and sections. So that allows Allan to be working on global items, and then I can say exit and come back in, and we can add those global items together on a single page. So even though we're just going to be starting with a home page, he can be working on the header and footer, and while I'm working on um, there's going to be a video background here, but we'll call this the the head section or the banner section for the home page. So I'll be working on the banner section to start with. And before we do all that, we need to set up those colors in Theme Customizer. So I have our PowerPoint over here. Oh, I moved it. It's over here. So here's where most of our colors are. And then we want to get these set up. I don't know that I put the fonts in here, Allan, but I know we're using from the design. So probably want to make sure you can access the Figma design first. I'm going to close that out of
What
the
I'm
way.
working on now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, if you can log in and access, we're using the Monsterrat Montserrat font. So we're using that throughout the website, and I think it looks pretty good for even the body text. So I think we can just use the same font for everything, the headers and the body text, and that'll simplify things for us as we move forward. So really, we can set all those fonts in the website, And then also we can set our colors. So, Alan, which one would you like to tackle, the fonts or the colors?
Um, I can do the fonts as soon as I can find the
The
Figma.
Figma.
I'm logged into Figma. Where's the project?
It should be under ageless. Should be.
I'm logged in as success.
Do you?
Uh, let's see. Mobile problem statement. David Grubb's team library. Figma basics.
Yeah, I'm not sure we shared it to the other account. That might be a separate account. So I don't know if you can log into the web or not. So in everything that we do, there's login challenges, the Figma software and the website. I'm logged into Success on the website itself, um, but I'm logged into the web account for the Figma.
I'm able to log in as web. It's loading now.
Okay, excellent. And then want to make sure that you've got access to this PowerPoint, because that's where most of the most recent content is going to come from. Um, Other than the header and footer, we want to make sure that we're referencing that PowerPoint. Okay, I think it's in the docs. This is it's this one right here. So I'm going to grab that link for you. I don't want to make a copy, share, copy link. And I'll put that in the ageless channel on Slack. Okay, so that's there for your reference as well. All right. So while he's working on the fonts, which is just that Monsterrat font, so hopefully we've got that available in the. Yeah, if that's well, we probably want to load that. So you might want to find that, use the plugin to load that font, so that we can just have that one font installed. I don't know if it was available through the Google or not. So I'm going to jump on down and go to the Divi theme options and put in our colors that we're going to use. We use the Divi Builder, and the Divi Builder allows us to add the colors to the theme options here. That blue was really close to the blue we already had in there, but okay, and then we got a dark blue. And then we've got this warm color we want to use for the buttons. All right. Came out more of a darker gold than I imagined. Looks a lot lighter here.
Hmm.
Not sure I got the right color there. And it doesn't let me.
Okay, the password you have in Trello for Shepherd is not working.
Okay, I can help with that. Okay, so let me save these changes, and then I'll go reset the password for Shepherd. Send password reset. How about that? See if that'll just go to the our email box. So the Google Slides is not allowing me to see what this is. Definitely seems like a brighter color than what I have listed here. So it tells me what the color of that one is. Okay, here it is. C9976. C99. C9976. B or D. Let me check. 9986 D. 86D. Oop, too many nines in there. CC9986D. There we go. I'll copy that. That looks like a pink. Wow. Okay.
I tried to do a forgot password. It's telling me the email couldn't be sent. The site's not set to send emails.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I guess I will have to set it, and then you can change it immediately. All right, so I'm going to go back to users. Set new password. Copy. Okay, there's the new password in the Slack. So yeah, just go ahead and reset it as soon as you get it. All right. So I still didn't get this color right. C9976D. Okay. It keeps trying to edit my number for me, which is kind of annoying. Okay, there we go. No wonder I couldn't get it right. All right, so let's save that. Put this color back into our Google slide. Right, and I think there was one more gray color that I don't have listed here. Not the, I meant to copy that one. Copy. It's more of a dark gray. I think I'm just going to pick my own light gray. There's a nice light gray for us. Okay. All right, saving our colors. All right, so you're gonna work on loading that font. I'll work on setting up our theme customizer here. I think we're gonna keep the 1200. I think most of our settings have already been set the way that we want them. So here's the typography, size 18, 2.2 on the line height. Header text is 55. Then it automatically scales down the H2, H3. So that's already set. Line height is set to 1. So this is where we would set the font, except we haven't loaded it yet. The heading text color, so I'll look back at the design. And we're using this kind of this middle blue color. Whoops, sorry. Which is, so when we go here, we should be able to see the colors that we loaded earlier. And there's the middle blue color for the heading text color. And then for the body text color, we want it to just be black. So that's good. We can publish that. And then we could see on our preview here that we've changed the background color or changed the heading colors. We can change the background color to, that's interesting. It didn't show us the color there from our color scheme. So I'm just going to set it to the dark blue color. All right, that's the general settings, header and navigation. We're going to do the centered. This is hard to see, but this is actually a drop down right here. Centered inline logo. So that's the one we want right there. Primary menu bar. Text color, I will set to the dark blue. I think that's what we did in the design. Could be black, or we could go with the dark blue. Okay, we don't have any drop downs, so we don't worry about that. No header elements. Okay, I'm gonna skip down to the buttons. And this is where we want to use that warm color, full opacity. Actually, we want that to be the background color at full opacity. And then the text color, we'll have to look and see which one's brighter, the black or the white. White here looks a little bit cleaner. Border set to 11. Could go with no border color. Make it a little bit flatter. Then the button hover color. White. Background. We'll just make it a little bit darker. So it just has some subtle change. All right. Okay, other than setting the fonts, I think we've got a lot of the basics already set up. So I'll exit that out, and then when Allan gets the font loaded, and just set those. Now I don't have the right logo to load, but I could put a logo in there just so we have something for now. I can do that in the Divi theme options. So in the Divi theme options, I'm just going to upload the screenshot. It's got to be redone and resized and corrected, but we'll just put this in as a placeholder. If I can find it, let's see here. I don't have the right one. So I'm just gonna grab a little screenshot of this little guy. I'm not going to bother renaming it because it's not the one that we want to actually use. I'll just drag and drop that in here. Set that for now. Save changes. Okay, so there's the logo. And so we're going to change all of these in a little bit, but I can start working on the banner. All right, so looking back at the design, got this nice little gradient going on here, which we'll use for the overlay on the video. So there's a few pieces I don't have. I don't have the updated logo, and I don't have the background video yet, but that's okay. We have images and we have the text, and so we can kind of frame everything out. Then we can come back and swap out the logo, add the video, and then we also want to add some bells and whistles. We want to animate the headers so that when you're scrolling down the page, they animate onto the screen or fade in. And so we want to add a lot of little design touches, but we can do those on our second pass. So this first pass, our goal is just to kind of get the main framework into place so that we can edit it quickly. All right, so I'm going to jump to the background and create my gradient. And you can see here, I've got my colors already loaded. So I think I would like to go, I don't remember if this was a radiant or looked like maybe it was just centered. And so the second color is kind of the lighter color. But what I can do is I can add another one in the middle and then swap them. And then I can also change. So this is going up and down, or the line is going horizontal. So I can change the angle. So now it's vertical, just like in the design. And then we will reset this one so that it goes away. Looks like it might be set in the module. So it's kind of the background game. Is this a slide? Oh, this is a slider. Okay. We don't particularly want the slider, so we're gonna kill that. And then we can add the one that we want. We just want this text with the buttons underneath. Let's see, is this a header module? Okay, so this is actually a section, which is fine, but it's not a header section. So I think what we want is a full width header. Will give us more of what we're looking for. Okay, so this gives us button 1 and button 2, along with our text. And let's see the background. And we have a video option on the background, which is what we want to do. And then we'll have our overlay on the gradient. So I just have to redo that right quick. So preloading those colors makes things super easy. How's it going, Allan?
I've uploaded the font file.
All right.
It's not let me select it in the customizer.
Okay. Did you upload it through the Divi Builder?
I put it in the, oh, yeah, it's in the media. Okay.
Yeah, I think I think you have to load it through the Divi Builder for the builder to know that it's there.
It's there.
Okay. All right. All right, so this is here. Another cool little tool. There's a search option at the top. So I'll align this stuff. So I can just type in a line and then just click the align buttons, and that lines things up for me real quick. So that's super easy. And then let's see. I'm not sure what size. Let's see what size I had this. So 70. No, that's the wrong box. Okay, here we go. 1200 by 425. So that's a pretty good number. So what I want to do is set the signs. Oh, I'm in the wrong space. So that's the modules. What I want to do is set the header section height. So I'll go to the section and then go to design sizing. There's the width, minimum height. So let's do 425. And I usually set all 3 of these just because. Okay, so that looks a little bit thin, I guess, because we're at 1200, so we might need a little bit more. So let's push it to 500. So it should be a 16:9 ratio. So we get the video in here. It's going to need to be a little wider. It looks like our module is not filling the area. So it looks like our gradient is not filling the header background, but it's because the module is not covering the same amount of our area. So it looks like a white space at the bottom, but we change our sizing on the module. So probably didn't have to do that for the full width header, but we've done it in both places and now it fills it. We can also add our padding to the top. Of course, anytime that we do something like this, we're going to have to check the mobile view. Anytime that we change margin or spacing on modules, that could cause mobile issues. So by default, the mobile is set and ready to go. But if we modify the margins or the spacing, then we need to check and make sure the mobile is okay. So I sort of got the first section done, and really all we need to do is add the video behind this. There's more little tweaks that can be done, like putting a drop shadow on this text here. And the button is not going to say click here, so that's can be, and we want 2 buttons. So this is going to be button number 1.
There it is.
You got it?
Yep.
So, so Allan's doing all the hard stuff. I'm just poking and clicking on the side. I'm gonna have to do a separate tutorial on how to custom load your fonts. So sometime. All right. So here's a little drops. Okay, hold on. What am I doing here? Full width. Okay, so we're not. There's no text there. Okay, so we have button 1, button 2. I want this first button to be a different color, and I want to select the lighter gray. Oops, not the text. The background. Okay, so let's see. There's a, looks like I have another color set for the, I may have missed a color in my palette. Okay, so here's the other alternate blue color. So since I missed it on the setup there, I can still go over to the global and add a color. No problemo. Okay. And since it's kind of washing out on this background, then I may want to use a border on the button. So we can go back. But 1 border, okay, border width, that's where we're going to put in a 1. And we can let that be white. And then that'll separate it from the background. And then we'll go back and make the global change to make the other warm button a, have a border on it. So it'll be, so they'll both have borders. Okay. Okay, still got to put the video on there, but we can move on to the next section, which is this line here. Okay, Allan, if you've got the fonts loaded and set, you want to work on the header or the footer?
Yep, working on the header. Where can I get the logo from?
I did upload it just a minute ago. We don't have the final logo. We've just got the placeholder. And it's just labeled screenshot. Sorry. Okay, so underneath here, we're going to add, I'm just going to add a regular section. And then it's going to have, needs to have 4 columns. And then we also want it to be 100%. Okay, so you can see what I did. I set the regular width 100%, but again, you have to set all of them, both of them, the width and the max width. Now we should be 100%. which is great. And then this bar is going to be, oops, I don't know why it moved itself up. And then the background is just going to be the solid dark blue color. And then we're going to do a text module. Whoops. Okay, I got to go back and copy my text. Deviation.
So the top menu, are those individual pages, or is this just a single page site?
Yes. Yes. So from the design, it's going to be separate pages, capabilities, case studies, services, and then partner together is one page.
Okay.
So 4 pages in theory. And I think there's going to be a fifth page, so we'll have to figure out. We may have to add home as a sixth button just to make it even out. All right. Let's see here. So we can make this a heading 2. Change that. Make that 44 white centered. So now I just copy and paste and duplicate, copy and paste. All right. We got our second row done. So now we're on to our first content section. 2/3, 1/3. This will be a regular section. 2/3, 1/3. This will be an image. This will be text. So one of the little tricks we learned is that you want to use as few modules as possible. So I'm going to put the title and text in the same module. Also, I just pasted all this garbage into the thing, so I'll have to fix that. Look how much garbage you pasted in there just from one little text.
If you do Shift Control V, or whatever you do on a Mac, usually strips all the formatting.
Shift Control V. Well, for visual sake, I just will cut it from the visual and then paste it into the text. I usually just paste it into the text box, but I didn't do it that time. So now I can set it as a heading 2. Would be nice if we had bullets here. This is something that I don't know. I can do it on the Mac, but I don't know if there's a button. I mean, I could make buttons. I could make bullets from the WYSIWYG from the tool, but I'm gonna look and see. I think it's option 8 on the Mac. It is a character, so if you Googled it, you could just Actually, no, no, it's not. It's actually only a bullet in the text format, which is interesting. But there is an HTML code for a bullet. So I'm going to see how this looks. It doesn't indent the whole paragraph, so it looks a little bit different, but it kind of sort of has the same effect. So we'll see how that works out. Our headings didn't automatically set, so we have to fix those. Heading 3, regular. That does not look like a 33 for some reason. Oh, it said the H2. Okay, H3, there we go. But that's not what I wanted. Okay, sorry. I do want an H2 here. Just picked one, the wrong one there. Okay, now that should be a 44. There we go. That looks better. So we want these to kind of be seamless or gutterless. So on the spacing, I'm going to put in zeros. Okay. So I know I put an image module in here, but I really just want it to be fill that column instead. So I'm going to delete the module. I'm going to have something in there though. I think we just use a text module. So in the column background, I'm going to add an image. Okay, so now this is where I've got to go find this image. And let's see what size it possibly is. 5x7. Okay, 5x7. So I set my width to 700. And I'm going to crop it to 5. Small. I missed. Oh, good grief. Okay, so you can see it doesn't come all the way down, so I got to set the height.
I'm assuming the section at the bottom of the design is a footer. It's got all the NAICS codes and all that.
Yes. So it's a what? Sorry. Yes, that's the footer. What was the question?
Just that, making sure that that was a footer.
Yes. And yeah, we're gonna have to also add a note somewhere, maybe across the bottom or something, that these are AI generated images. The little note we'll have to add somewhere. But all right, got the first section, first row of content done. Okay, just going to duplicate that one. A couple of times, actually. One more. Okay, and then the middle one, we're going to swap.
I'm going to need to step away for just a second.
Okay. All right, so this one, we're going to remove we're swapping it. So we'll have to kind of undo some things and then do them to the other side. Let's see. Our columns are going to be in the green row. If I can get the settings to open, there it goes. Okay, so in the background, first column, I'm going to remove that image. And then we are going to want to add a background to the other side. So this is the second row of content. Oh. Oh, I thought I had 3. I just have the 2, and then our team is split 50-50. Okay. So anyway, so we're doing this section here. So we want this image that's roughly 700 by 500. We just don't need the third section I made down here. So good deal. Okay, so we're looking for the diverse team, which is right here. Usually duplicate that so I still have the original. Okay. Tools. Okay, so this is a portrait one, but I want 700 by 500. So still, I'm going to take the same process. I'm going to set my width to 700. So I preserve the width of the image, and then we will create a box. It's 500. I'm just using the Mac preview program here, so nothing sophisticated. And a lot of times we come back later if we find that the images are not exactly the right size to get the most speed. We can resize them and compress them. We have software that will compress them for us, but if they are not sized exactly what we need, we can crop them. So, all right, I'll crop that down, and then I want to rename this. Get the little drop down. Diverse team working together. Save close. Oh, that was a 700 by 500. All right. Okay, that's going to go right here. This was the home page, images, diverse team. You can also use the WordPress editor to edit the images, but I like to edit them first before I upload them so they're not taking up too much space. Um, so that's looking good. Okay, so now I got to fix my text box over here. I could reset it, but I don't want to reset everything. I want to keep the height the same as what we did before. So it's just the left and right spacing that I got to change. Okay. And then I got to change the text. So let's go over to the design. Here's our header text. Again, if you paste this in the text module instead of the visual, you won't get all the extra embedded stuff. Oh, and we got a little something extra here on this one as well. The little subheading. It's no big deal. We'll just come in here, paste that. And then, so get all the text in first, and then we can format it. Copy. Quotation marks used to be a real pain. They would always get interpreted as bits of code, and then they would look different. Okay. So I'm just going to bold this line here. And it looks like on the design, we have everything right aligned. So let's see how that's going to work out for us. And that's another good thing of using one module. I can just align everything in that module to the right side. It's all done. One click. Oh, so much faster. Okay, cool. So this section here is, we're not going to have a third section that's 2/3, 1/3. So I could just kill that altogether. So we've got our, let's see, we've got our banner section done and our kind of our strip here in the middle. And then, so that's 2, 3, 4 sections of the homepage done. So now we're ready to do the next section. This is going to be a little bit more sophisticated because we've got 2 columns in here and then 3 columns here for the boxes with no gutters. And we also have a background image with an overlay. And these also have overlays as well. So we'll come back to doing those in a minute. Again, we're just trying to get it structured out to begin with, and then we can add the little details as we go later. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and kill. This was an accident here. And we don't have, this is a 4-column. We don't have a 4-column. And we've already got our call to action. So I really don't need any of these extra sections in here. So I can kind of clean that up. All right, so now we're going to do a new section that's a regular section. It's full width. And then we're going to do a text module at the top. So I'm in the text area here, and this is going to be the heading 2. That's going to be centered. All right, so then the next section will be a 2-column, and then that will just be text. And then the third row will be 3 columns. And here we're going to use... No, and Allan's back. All right. Okay, so I think I want to use some counters on this one. We have some countdown timer, circle counter. Then we use a certain circle counter without the circle. If that makes sense. Okay, no percent sign. Title. Title text. Go to a 4. No. Oh, this is the text down below. Okay, sorry. This is going to be... This is a 2. Then this has to be a 3. It has to go in order. This text... I want to make the number bigger. Where is my number? Number text. Here we go. In background. Okay, circle. Okay, there's the circle. No circle. Okay. Then we want to change the background color. First one is the dark blue. And we're going to bring it down 80%. Okay, then we want to make all the text color white. Okay, so title text is white. And the number text is white. Okay, I definitely need some spacing. Spacing. That's really tight. Okay, that's weird. Oh, I think the margin is messing it up here. It's doing the opposite of what I want. Okay. Oh, because the gutters. Okay. So we're going to go to the row. Set these to 0. Sizing, use custom width, equalize heights, use gutter width, 0. Okay. Let me select it. Sometimes I really like the visual editor, and sometimes I don't. I just want to like get to the module controls. Oh no, now it just randomly moved my row up. That's brilliant. So this is the graphical view. I just clicked the little T down in the bottom left here. Go into the text mode. Okay, I think there's some new copy for this. It's in the email box. Oh, I will have to come back and replace that because I don't have it handy. Okay. All right, I'm just going to save and exit. I'm not getting my tabs. So far, so good, though. Okay, so this image in the background is just guys and gals in the room. So let's go find that image. It's right here. Duplicate. So we're going to try 900 by 600 and see how close close that gets to what we want.
You said something about a note under the buttons in the footer.
Yeah, we were going to add just a note that the images were produced by AI. But I don't know. You could put it the sub footer, I guess.
Okay.
Along with the copyright for ageless. I don't think we need to put our name on this one.
Okay.
Alrighty, I gotta figure out these little boxes. Okay, so this is gonna be So did we just get one? Do we have other sizes on the fonts? Regular, semi-bold? Yeah, it looks like we do. Ooh, bold might be too much. Semi-bold. Okay, so I'm adding the gradient, repeat gradient, place gradient above image. That's what I want. Then I gotta bring the color down. Start with 80%. See what that gets us. The old version of the modules that you changed it from light to dark. It's still in here. So we just type in light and you can swap it. Looks like it needs to be a little bit darker. All right. You caught up, Alan?
Yep, header and footer are done.
Okay. The do we have the Testify plugin installed? Do you want to start putting in the case studies? Those
Okay.
those are going to be summaries, so you're going to want to copy the summarized version from the homepage document. I think. Let's see. It should be homepage -2 website wireframe. It should be all yes. They're all right here. Number 6, customer reviews.
Okay.
You see that?
Um, yep.
Okay. Okay. This section. Okay, then the next section is going to be the capabilities, which is the accordion. So I'm still struggling with these circle counters. Being annoying. Okay. But the following section is okay. We'll just put that in there. Just need some space. I got them touching, but they're not. The internal spacing is all kind of weird. It's the light gray. Okay. It needs to be much tighter. Hmm. I wonder if we use separate modules for the text on these things. I know I've done this before. I feel like the counter itself takes up too much space. Circle counter is really the only option.
Yeah, all the reviews are added.
All right. Do you want to do the capability section, accordions? I'm still struggling with these counters. I'm gonna have to change strategies. Put the color in the background of the column instead.
Yeah, I can't work on that page if you're working on it.
Yeah. Well, you can just do like a home page and put the capabilities in it. I think we actually are going to have a capabilities page, so you can make a capabilities page and make the
Yeah,
accordion.
got one. Matter of fact, all the menu links, their actual pages are just blank, empty pages. So if you need to link
Right.
to them, those are valid links.
Yes. So we need to make. Oh, did you make blank pages for them? Is that what you
Yes,
said?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to build those pages out. I don't have a
Right.
design, but we have content, and we want to use the content from the PowerPoint.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I saw you had a couple of buttons or something in there that link to those pages, so you can actually link to those
Oh,
pages.
okay. Yeah. So my case studies
Yeah,
and partner together which will be the form.
yeah. Those are actually the links in the top are the links that you can use for those.
Okay. Well, either way, if you want to skip the accordion and work on and build the form, I think I put the information in the homepage. Did I add form information? Yes. Yeah, there's only like two specific questions for the form.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's, you know, okay. So you could build the form and put it on that page, and then I can link it together and do the capabilities, the
Okay.
homepage. But I got to get this silly little counters to cooperate. Okay. Extend circle counter styles. Okay. This row. Okay, now that I changed strategies, it's starting to come together. I tried doing the background of the counters, and I don't know, it's kind of weird trying to make them with no gutter. It's just not cooperating. Okay, so now I got to go back and change the colors. Oh, I'm looking for the number text. Okay. Build. Finally. The hardest thing I'll have to do all day. Okay. Copy module styles. Still want a little more space on the bottom, but I got it pretty close. And they are not the same height. Oh, because this one is done different. Can I fix this? There we go. It's perfect. Okay. Okay. Man, at least the dog's thirsty. Now I have to go get some water. I should drink water. I think he's trying to tell us we're dehydrating. All right. Thanks for
That's
that reminder.
yeah, that's our new puppy.
New puppy? Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind is he?
he is 9-month-old, 90-pound Great Dane.
A Great Dane. Wow.
Yeah,
Hoping to have somebody drag you around later.
no, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. I got the first accordion in there. Copy. Well, I was thinking, if you were capable of moving yourself, you get him to drag you. I need help. Pull me to the nearest exit. Okay, I'm not sure I'm supposed to have a bullet there or not. System architecture and shared common services. Okay, no. All right. There's that one.
No.
Copy. Enterprise. Paste. Sorry, I'm not watching the comments today. Just trying to focus on building. Looks like there was a few comments over there, but I'm not even sure how to access them while I'm working. Connie, do we have any comments? Did we have any comments? Okay. Just can't really.
There's just one from Dean, one from Sydney. They both say hi and happy birthday.
Oh, okay. It's my birthday, by the way. So
Happy birthday.
thank you very much.
Other than that, no comments.
Dean
Compton,
Compton. Okay.
said hi, David. You're here.
Sydney.
My name is Sydney.
That's the Sydney we know from Scouts, or to get a perspective on these things. All right. Okay, I got two. I'm gonna have these all mixed up. So we probably have to rearrange all these accordion items later, but I'm just gonna get them in there. I don't know why they wear my glasses today. It might have been made the whole process easier. All right. One more. Okay. Oh, they're not styled, but they're in there. Keep Okay, I want to save that to the library. Okay, definitely want to change the header color. Oh, there's an open and closed color. Of course.
Okay, form is done.
Form is done. All right. Okay, so how do I change? How do I change the icon? Where's that little icon at? Toggle. No. Icon. Icon color. Font size. Oh, it's on the front screen. Here it is. We have just a plus symbol. There it is. Boy, it is tiny.
There's another one that's a little bigger.
Let's see if I can change size here. Here we go. Oops, an error occurred. I don't like it when that happens. Save. Okay, copy. If we can't extend, let's see if we can copy and paste. No, what is that? It's a bit obnoxious, but I kind of like it. So somehow it didn't copy the all right, I'm gonna exit. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so you get the footer. So how are we gonna do? Okay, there it is. It's in there now. Okay, so I just gotta add the testimonials. And we'll have the homepage nailed out. The let's see, what pages do we have? I mean, you could put this other content on the other pages, I guess, and then I can just come back and add a layout to it, or just do what you can. There is one image in here for the. It's not going to be the About Us page. It's going to be the Capabilities page. But there's one image and the text. I've got all this on the home page, so I think what we can do is just move that. And this is already, which is fine. We can repeat the codes. So if you want to start on the capabilities page and put those on there. Okay, I got those. All right, I got to go back and enable. See if we could find a stopping point in about 12 minutes. That would be kind of nice. So maybe if I could finish up the home page and then we'll just stop for the day. Still there, Allan?
Sorry, I had it muted. Where were the capabilities?
It's labeled the About Us in the Google Drive because we were going to make an About Us page, but then we decided that it was more important to have a capabilities page. And I added the About Us to the home page, so we don't need just an About Us page. So put the About Us on the capabilities. Okay, I'm not crazy about the design on this section, but I'm just going to let it go for now. Okay, all right, so the next section will be the testimonial section. Or case studies. Studies. Oops. This fire. Alrighty. This is definitely going to need some work. Doesn't have the light and dark option. Font weight. Author text. Okay, so this section is just supposed to be the light blue.
Okay, capabilities have been added.
All right. What's left? There's a couple more pages. Services has got an image as well. Case studies is actually a big page. So any one of those. section. There we go. Okay, I just need some arrows. How do I get some arrows? Speed is way too fast. Innovation speed. That's way too fast. Isn't there a way to show the arrows on this thing?
Navigation.
We don't have any thumbnails. We have dots. Oh, there's arrows. The dots always get us in trouble with the accessibility. Okay, so I turned on my arrows. Where's my arrows? Oh, there they are. They magically appear when you hover. I don't know if I really like that, but there they are. Was there a lot of extra space on these things? I don't know why it's so tall.
It makes it the height of the tallest testimonial.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, these are pretty big. So we might have to maybe remove the biggest one out of the group or make sure. Okay, we can reorganize those later. So that's fine. Text. I have no idea what size this is. Okay. That's already better there. Okay, that's it. I mostly did it. Okay, yep. We're gonna need the logo, the background video, and I think that's it. All right. We did all that. We didn't even take a commercial break. You know, it's like if you're looking for some help with your web design, you know, reach out to Shepherd's Loft. We also do marketing, email marketing, campaigns, and website optimization, hosting, changes, logo design work. So all your normal digital marketing needs. Well, it's 3:57, Allan, so I'm ready to call it done for the day on this project. I feel like we've got to, if you want to keep working on putting those other pages together, I just don't have a design for them yet. But if you want to put the content in, that's great. But we're going to sign off of the YouTube for now. And this website is not live yet, but it will be hopefully within the next week or two. So hope to see you guys later. Thanks for watching.